Astrid doesn't get an opinion.
Fuck you. Astrid's opinion's the only one that matters. My brother the other day was like, "Are you still doing that whole podcast thing you were into for a little bit?" I was like, "Yes. Matter of fact, I am."
That whole podcast thing you were into?
That little fad.
Yeah, I made a 200 episode commitment.
I'm in it for 4 years, baby. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show.
Welcome to Cardboard Empire.
Empire.
We're here to stroke your egos.
We're here. Today is June 26th, 2020.
It is Bree's birthday today.
Happy friggin' birthday, Bree.
Woo! You're 30. I don't know if you listen. You probably don't, but...
If you do...
And it was my mom's birthday yesterday.
Happy belated birthday, Jen's mom.
Yeah, 52.
Woo!
Woo!
All right.
We made...
It's an expensive month for you.
I know. But the funny thing is, so the last couple years, my mom has had some health issues. But she's, been good.
Yeah.
So we're like, 2020, that's going to be your year, Mom.
Oh, no.
And while the only really big health scare she had was strep throat, so we've been good on that front. But
I guess. Who the fuck knows what strep throat means anymore?
It was just strep throat. She did go to the doctor.
Oh, good. I'm happy that it wasn't COVID.
Got her antibiotic and she's good now, but...
That's great news.
It's like, yeah, 2020, that's our year.
Dude, I remember saying to Mara, I was like, you know what? 2020 is going to be a really good year. I just have this feeling. And we started 2020 with 3 people harming themselves in my family. Not harming themselves, not in a suicidal way, but my mom lost her finger.
Injured.
Her dad shattered the bones in his thumb, and I sliced into my finger, and I was like, well, this feels like an omen.
2020 was actually pretty good for me up until mid-March.
Yeah. So, I my news apps are very sciencey. So, back in December, when this first started happening in China, Mara and I very distinctly remember us having this conversation where I was like, hey, have you heard about this weird thing that's happening in China? Lo and behold, here we are.
You heard about this weird thing happening in America right now?
I know. What is it?
I think it's called Coronavirus? Corvid. Yeah, Corvid. 19?
Nine coronas.
I don't know where the other 18 Corvids were, but I don't know. This one seems to really be hitting us.
19. Lucky number 19.
My lucky number's 3. 3 and 9.
My lucky number's 2 and 12.
You like the evens. I like the odds.
I do, but ironically, I cannot set an alarm for an even number. It ruins my whole day. All my alarms are an odd number.
Mine are either in zeros or 30s. No, it's either. Well, I guess I do have one that's 715. I'm in fives, incrementals of fives. I can't do things out of fives. My alarms are fives. Whenever I do the volume on the TV or the radio, it has to be in a 5 or a 0.
Wow. Yeah. When I do volume on my computer or my TV, it has to be in evens. My volume on my phone has to be in evens. My alarm clocks are always, so if I'm getting up at 6, which I do every day, it's 6:01.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I have to. Or my whole day is just a total shit show.
I'm lucky that on my computer and phone it doesn't show volume and numbers. But yeah, if it's on the TV, it has to end in a 5 or a 0. If it's in my car, it has to end in a 5 or a 0. If it's on my alarm, it has to be a 5 or a 0.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. But my lucky numbers are 3 and 9. I think it's because my birthday's a 3rd.
Maybe.
And then I don't know, I've always liked the number 9.
Hey, Jen.
We just had some big thunder.
Oh, big time stormy?
Been having storms a lot the last couple weeks.
Our forecast has said storm every day, and then today is sunny, and it's barely windy.
Ours has been the opposite. It always shows sunny days, but then in the evening it storms, and I'm like, this wasn't predicted at all.
What is this about?
Yeah, and then Wednesday night we had really bad windstorms, and there's so many trees that are down.
Ew.
Yeah.
Jen, did you watch a movie today?
I watched a lot of The Good Place today, but I don't know if I watched a movie. We had the movie Se7en playing in the background of our conversation earlier. I don't know if we really watched it, though. I know I didn't absorb much of it.
I came into this week with strong positive intentions compared to last week. And then I drank too much. Also, I'm in a really weird mood today.
Let me finish my pasta.
Chicken parm in Jen's mouth with spaghetti noodles.
It's not chicken parm. It's Parmesan crusted chicken with lemony spaghetti and roasted tomatoes.
I don't know. That sounds the same.
Sponsored by HelloFresh. Get your first week's meals free. I wish we were sponsored by HelloFresh. That'd be awesome.
What would our code be? Empress.
I like that.
HelloFresh.com/Empress. We'll get you nothing. Don't go there.
We'll get you 30% off your first order. First week free on us.
It's a lie. It's a lie. She's lying to you.
But that'd be really great. A food sponsor, that would be perfect for us.
Oh my God. Nothing would be better. We're basically not even a movie podcast. We're basically a food podcast.
Yeah, a food and other television.
Yep. And cats.
And cats.
If Purina wanted to sponsor us.
No. Hills. That's what my cats are on now.
Both.
Gotta get that science diet or whatever.
¿Por qué no los dos, Jen?
I guess Purina is Fancy Feast, and Fancy Feast does the broths.
There you go.
And my cats love the broths.
My cats also love... Well, I don't know about Astrid.
I'm sure she'd love it. I've never met a cat that doesn't love it.
I know. She doesn't like treats.
Yeah, Frank and Zappa don't like treats either. The only treats, in quote, they like are the broths.
That's an expensive treat.
I know, and I've tried the Temptations. I've tried the Blue Wilderness treats. I've tried fancy Boulder treats that are freeze-dried meat. They don't care. They only like the broths.
Oliver
or salty things.
Oliver loves the Temptations.
I wish they did, because that's a cheap treat.
Yeah, it is. I just got 32 ounces for $10.
Yeah, but instead we're buying the boxes of broths twice a month.
Oof.
It's okay. I love them. And it's not that expensive. It's still relatively cheap.
Yeah.
It's doable because I love them.
Yeah. We do what we need to do.
Yeah.
For our cats. You totally blanked out. Your volume totally blanked out.
We watched Se7en today.
You're back. Wowie. We did watch Se7en.
Kind of.
Which,
we'd already seen it a bunch beforehand. This was the first movie we'd both seen a lot. So we know it. We get it. We like it. It's great.
I was telling Jen, I think this movie's actually probably in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
And that was weird to me because, as Brooke has stated before, she does not watch movies that came out before 2000, yet Se7en came out in 1995.
But, that's the year I was born, so, maybe that's got something to do with it.
Maybe. I doubt it, though.
I doubt it, too. It's a pretty high-quality movie for being from the mid-90s.
It is really great. We, watched it in school because it was that great.
And
I'm sorry to keep burping.
And by school, she does mean college, not when she was a teenager, which is what I originally thought.
Yeah, no, this was in my third college that we watched it. IPR, the Institute of Production and Recording, located in downtown Minneapolis, off of 3rd Street?
I think so. I think I remember parking on 3rd Street for your graduation.
Yeah, it was between 3rd and 4th Street, because I'd sometimes park on 4th Street, and it was right across the street from the 4th Precinct. I know that has bad connotations now, but that's what I remember about that parking spot. Also by the what's that called? The military stores? The Army surplus stores. Military surplus stores. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Anyways. Yeah, right in downtown Minneapolis, a couple blocks away from the Target Center. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. we watched this movie in, I think, a sound design class, possibly taught by Mr. Bob Jenkins, who has since passed away, and it's very sad because he was really nice.
Aw, rest in peace, my dude.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorite teachers there. He was like an old grandpa, but also super talented and smart.
Hey, you go. You said his name was Bob Jenkins?
Yeah.
You go, Bob Jenkins.
You go. You were great. Do you want me to read a synopsis?
Let's hit him with a synopsis, yeah.
Okay. A brutal, relentlessly grimy shocker with taut performances, slick gore effects, and a haunting finale. Directed by David Finch. Starring Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow. And, I guess, Kevin Spacey.
I guess. So, yeah, this movie is dark and kind of educational.
Is it?
In a weird way. Well,
I guess it's on the Bible, the 7 deadly sins, or how to get away with murder.
Because when I was growing up, the first time I watched this, I had never heard of the 7 deadly sins.
Mm.
And this movie does a pretty damn good job of instilling the meaning of the 7 deadly sins.
I guess that's probably true. I probably hadn't. I had maybe heard them referenced, but I never probably knew them before I first saw this movie.
Yeah.
But I had to do a lot of Catholic things growing up. I wasn't Catholic. My mom never baptized us, but my stepdad's family was super Catholic, so anytime there was a baptism or a funeral or a wedding, they were always in a Catholic church, and super long and not fun, and you had to stand and kneel a lot, and
yep,
they were so long.
Yep.
So yeah, this probably was an introduction to the 7 deadly sins, unless South Park or The Simpsons had done something beforehand.
Oh, well, I'm sure they have.
Exactly. But this actually taught you about them, and it mentioned other books that mentioned them, Paradise Lost and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Which I was supposed to read in college, but never did.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the world's worst English major graduate.
Not the world's best, that's for certain.
No, I am the epitome of C's get degrees. Yeah. But hey, I did it. And I've got the same degree as all of you guys that tried.
It's pretty amazing to me that we're friends sometimes.
I mean, like, I'm smart. Like, I'm not stupid. I just don't care for academics.
Yeah.
My strengths lie in other faculties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cared a lot about school. Towards the end, I was pretty burnt out because I was a super tryhard in like high school and then in a college. So then by my senior year of college, I was like, I'm never coming back. But I actually genuinely enjoyed it and tried hard and stayed up late studying, did all my homework.
It was such a struggle for me because I never had to try in high school and I graduated with honors. So I think that kind of failed me because by the time I got to college, I had no idea how to take notes effectively or study effectively. So I like had no idea what I was doing. And I think that's where I kind of failed, but I still like knew enough to know how to pass because I obviously did. I graduated, but I didn't have a high GPA, but I still got by. So I think that was my downfall was I never learned how to study or take notes or anything because I never had to before then. So then it was just about getting by.
I think that's a problem for a lot of college students.
Yeah, like I was labeled gifted in elementary school. I was like in the advanced English classes and stuff. And then it sucked when I got to college because I didn't know how to do anything.
Right.
And then I didn't really care because I don't know, I never knew what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do. So it's basically just like, well, I'm expected to go to college now. I'm expected to get a degree.
Yeah.
So I just picked English because it seemed like the easiest thing that I could do at that time because I liked reading and I knew how to read and I could write a decent paper.
Sure. Yeah. I think for me, it was always like in high school, I had such a a complex about proving myself, and because like nobody leaves where I went to school.
Yeah.
And nobody thinks you're capable of leaving. Like everyone's like, oh, you're smart. Who cares? You're just going to stay here like everybody else. So I had this like complex of like,
gotta prove them wrong. Gotta show them.
Exactly. And also like, I can't really say that I enjoy the town that I grew up in any way. It's very small. I'm very gay. Like it didn't totally fit.
Yeah, I didn't really fit in either. I had no desire of being a farmer.
Yeah, no, me either. Not even that. Like, if I had to pick one job that I would choose to be unemployed over doing, it would be farming.
Yeah, and like my hometown, it was either you're a farmer or you work in like the manufacturing factory or whatever. I think it was paper in our town.
Yeah, we've got Cabinetry, I think is the main factory. That's where my mom works.
Yeah. That or it was nursing homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds just like Northwood.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's not much difference. It's just my state was Minnesota and yours was Iowa.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah,
we had to drive your tractor to school day during homecoming week.
Oh, we did too. Yeah. And then my car wouldn't fit in the parking lot because it was full fucking tractors. Yeah. I remember being real pleased about that every year.
Yeah.
Can I skip homecoming week, please? Like, come on.
Let's just skip the drive your tractor to school day. I'll totally be here for pajama day, though.
Pajama day, I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, same town, different state.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Except my hometown had a vice president from there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Hubert H. Humphrey, if you guys didn't know.
Wasn't he like a pretty good vice president?
He was. He was a Democrat and he was super progressive, which is super weird because my hometown is super Republican now, but they all love Hubert H. Humphrey.
Maybe they should read about him. Maybe read a book.
They should retake their history class.
Yeah.
Or like retake 4th grade, because that's the grade we all learned about Hubert H. Humphrey, and we had to do like a presentation. I don't know if it was the end of the year, but it was like at the end of us learning about him, and we gave a class or a grade presentation on Hubert H. Humphrey, and we sang songs.
Holy shit, that's
because my elementary school was Humphrey Elementary, and obviously like Hubert H. Humphrey is the only thing my town is known for, other than being the hometown of the state's, I think it might be the largest drug rehabilitation facility. I could be wrong about that, but
wowee.
Yeah, the drug rehab facility was built on the grounds that Hubert H. Humphrey's house was on.
Way to honor his memory.
And Bree's house was like her backyard. There was the fence at the edge of her yard, but on the other side of that fence is where the drug rehab facility's land started. So I remember she'd tell me sometimes there'd be people like running away from there, and they'd run through her backyard.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Fun facts about Waverly, Minnesota.
I can't think of a single thing that Northwood is known for.
Yeah, I've never heard of it until I met you.
When I was in 9th grade? 8th grade. 8th grade. They built a casino that's technically considered in Northwood, even though it's 7 miles outside of Northwood in the country. And that's like what Northwood's known for now, I guess. Is like the town in northern Iowa with a casino where literally everyone freaking goes.
That's fun.
I mean, I got a scholarship out of it, so like, alright. It's pretty cool.
I didn't get any scholarships. Big shock.
Yeah.
I tried, though. I ran for my town's royalty.
Ooh. Miss Waverly?
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, I ran for Miss Waverly.
I was forced by my grandmother.
You actually did it?
To run for Little Miss Northwood. And
Taylor will be shocked, because he's still shocked to this day that I ran for Miss Waverly. So I think he'll be even more shocked to know you ran for Little Miss Northwood.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I ran for Miss Northwood, the older one.
Mine was mostly because one of my best friends was running, and she's like, let's just do it for fun.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It kind of was, though, because we both knew there was no chance we would win, because you know from being from a hometown, there are those families whose last names, they're like, okay, they're
legacies.
And we were running against 2 people who had last names that were like, okay, yeah, these are Waverly. Every person from these families that has run before has won. You know, there's no chance we're going to win, because we were both outsiders. Her mom had been in Waverly for a while, but her dad was an unknown, and my stepdad had been in Waverly for a while, but I had a different last name from him then, so like I was an unknown. So it's like there's no hope for us, but we'll just do it for fun, because whatever.
Yeah.
So we just kind of had fun fucking around that summer. We'd both go to the beach every day because we wanted to get our tans in because our Waverly days were in the middle of July.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we'll get real tan and we'll look hot. We'll try. We didn't win.
Yeah, ours were like over the 4th, because you got to be on a golf cart in the 4th of July parade.
Oh, yeah. See, that was our neighboring town, Delano. They did theirs over 4th of July. We were July like 10th through the 13th or whatever the weekend was after 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Callie won it.
My brother won Little Mister.
She had to do it for 2 years, because the year after she won, nobody ran. So it's like, well, I guess it'll just be the people from last year. So she had to do it while she was still in college.
Lucky her. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Yeah. So my brother won Little Mister, and then he got runner-up in Mr. And then my grandma made me run in Little Miss, and when Miss came around, I basically was like, you can just fuck all the way off. I'm not participating in this one more time. But I did.
Mine was funny because, like, the two girls who won mine, who had the known last names, they were like my friends. Like, sure. we were all friends that were running. And I remember the girl that won Queen, she did not want to win at all. She was only doing it to please her mom because her mom had won Queen, but she had no desire to be Miss Waverly. And I remember a couple weeks later, after she'd won, I ran into her at some town event, and she was like smoking a cigarette in the parking lot. I was making fun of her. I was like, you're not supposed to do that as Miss Waverly. She's like, I don't give a shit.
It's literally always the, like, people who don't want to win.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, the girl that won mine, she was good at everything in our town. She was like the best athlete. Her family had like the number one farm. Her last name was like the biggest, because my high school was made up of 3 towns. I don't know if yours was, but mine was Howard Lake Waverly Winsted High School. And it was weird because Winsted wasn't even in our same county, but they were in our high school. And she was like the biggest known name of that town. And she just had no desire to do it, but it was her responsibility as a person of her last name.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, my school was also 2 towns.
Mine was 3.
In our like conference. So my conference was called the Corn Bowl Conference, first of all. And in the Corn Bowl Conference, I don't think I can think of one school that wasn't conjoined towns. Jen is she's back in.
Hey, I muted myself so no one would know that.
Yeah, well then I let them know. You can edit it out. You're the editor.
Giving me more work.
Yep.
Did you see my picture that I posted on Instagram when I was podcasting with Callie? Why are you laughing? I look really good in that.
That's the Jenist, because it's like the most Gen 90s like picture I've ever seen.
Bitch, that was taken during golden hour. That lighting is perfect. My eyes look so blue. My hair looks great. You can see the colors.
I didn't see that though. Where did you post
Instagram. It's on Instagram.
On your personal?
Yes.
Okay.
And I quoted it because earlier this week like all the time, I'm always into 90s alternative music, but earlier this week I was really into 90s music, and later in the week it's turned into 80s hair metal ballads, but
what an evolution.
But I made the caption of that photo a 90s hit alternative song, and I don't know if anyone's picked up on that, but maybe you will if you see it.
I do like alternative rock.
Okay, well, go check out that photo and see if you know the caption right now. Do it.
Oh my god! I don't even know how to use Instagram. How do I find you?
Yes, you do. You hit the magnifying glass, the search thing.
Jen. Found you. Did it. I did it.
Oh, wow. I'm so proud of you.
We love all of you.
Yeah, do you know that song?
No. Not without...
Let me see. I'll play it for you. It's because I got onto the song because we earlier this week Taylor showed me a YouTube channel called Todd in the Shadows. And he does this series on basically one-hit wonders. Can you hear that?
Yeah, okay.
Oh no, this is the wrong song. Never mind.
I was like,
this
I
this
can't think
was
of when they say that in this song, but okay.
Yeah, no, this was one of the Todd in the Shadows one-hit wonders. He does a great series on it, and he's so good. But yeah, that was one of the songs, because obviously that was a one-hit wonder. But this is where my caption came from. We'll see if you know it. You haven't said anything.
Hear it.
I'm sorry, I've got like the volume all the way up.
I just like moved my head closer to my computer, but I have headphones on. Yes, I have heard this. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know the words, like I don't know the lyrics, but I've definitely heard this song before.
It's such a nice song.
I feel like listening to this while I work would be nice.
It is. It's basically like, at least my interpretation of it is that, you know, if we all just love each other, everything will be okay. You know? We love the all of you. The grass is green and the skies are blue.
I mean, like, come on. Everybody should just love the all of everyone.
Exactly. Like, it's not hard to do that.
No. Just get over yourself.
Seriously, my life motto is, if what you're doing doesn't hurt anyone, then go ahead and do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I'll have troubles with your beliefs or your actions is if they're hurting others, but it's not that hard to hurt other people.
You mean to not hurt other people?
Exactly.
That's not what you said.
I mean,
you like made that passion. You're like, it's not that hard to hurt other people.
Both statements are true, though.
Look.
It's not that hard to be a good fucking person.
Just like chill out.
Exactly.
Just like chill out.
If someone's gay, how does that affect your life? Who cares?
If anything, it's hot. So, and we can all agree.
Exactly. We all know you watch gay porn.
We all do it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And it's like, I don't like guns, but I'm not here to come after your guns. If you're not killing anyone with your guns, I mean, I guess you can have them, whatever. I'd prefer it if you didn't, but I'm not here to come after them. If you do drugs, who cares? As long as you're not, like, sticking your heroin needle into someone else. I mean, I'd prefer it if you didn't hurt yourself, but...
Do whatever. I agree with it? Not particularly. Am I going to join you? No, definitely not. But am I going to stop you? Also not, probably.
Exactly. You do you, bud.
I don't have the time or the energy to come at you.
No.
Unless you're really just, yeah, like Jen said, unless you're emotionally, physically hurting someone.
Exactly. Unless your actions are affecting other people negatively, you do you.
And if they are, we should probably have words.
Exactly. Then I'll probably write a strongly worded letter. A strongly worded letter urging you to stop. You know, that's where I'll start. But if you keep on doing that shit, then I'm going to come at you with my knives.
Jen, do you need another drink?
I'm about half full, so maybe in half an hour. This is another Drunk Jen podcast. I'm sorry.
So, do we want to say anything about the movie?
7-7. I mean,
7-Eleven. Excellent movie.
Y'all should see it. It has great film editing, great sound editing, great acting, great story, great premise.
Yeah.
It's about Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. They team up to solve this crime because the murderer is going after people who he believes are what's the right word? Going against, they're participating in the 7 deadly sins. He kills somebody because they're being a glutton. He kills somebody because they're being a sloth. You get the point. Because he's trying to send a message that the world is bad because we're not good.
I like how the 2 7 deadly sins you chose to mention were the 2 that we would die from.
Exactly.
So we decided during this movie...
Also the 2 first ones, which is when we were mostly paying attention.
Yeah, it kind of really fell from there.
It went downhill after we took our break.
Yeah, which was 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
So the 7 deadly sins, in case you don't know, are, and I'm gonna Google it so I don't fuck anything up.
So I thought you already had it pulled up.
No. Alright, so it's lust, gluttony,
guilty,
greed,
guilty, guilty,
sloth,
guilty,
wrath,
guilty,
envy,
guilty,
pride.
Guilty.
I don't agree with you on that last one.
You don't think I'm prideful?
The other 6. So Jen and I...
Weakest one. I don't think I'm outwardly prideful, but I do often find myself, maybe not often, but occasionally find myself thinking I'm better than others. Whether it be in beliefs or in attractiveness, which is much more rare, but yeah, mostly in beliefs. Well, that, according to myself, may be true, because I do think I am better than those who judge, but then at the same time, I'm also judging them, so that doesn't make me better than them. So while I may judge you for thinking homosexuals are wrong, I'm still judging, which is the same thing as you. And that's where we get into a big conundrum, because it's who is right in that situation?
Right. That's a whole circle.
It's way too deep for this podcast right now.
Yep. We could maybe do a sideshow and get real intoxicated and dive deep.
There are a lot of things that I am super pissed about right now, but I don't want to get into it right now because
we shouldn't, because this isn't our platform.
Exactly.
Take your anger and put it in places that need it.
Yes. But I will just say, I think cancel culture is getting a little too toxic at the moment.
Cancel culture, it's literally toxic.
Yes.
Anyway. So, Jen and I decided to have a little fun. And
did we?
Decide that if we didn't really discuss it, it just happened. And if we were going to be murdered in this film, if we were going to be one of the victims of this serial killer, what 7 deadly sin would we be murdered for? And for me, it's gluttony, because I love to consume the things that I love in mass amounts. Sometimes I
that kind of makes me think that maybe mine might be. I don't know. Where does mine lie? Because I love consuming media in mass amounts.
Oh, sorry.
But while I'm also consuming that media, I'm laying in bed, which makes me a sloth.
I think you have to pick.
I still think mine would be sloth.
Sure. I just know that, sometimes I will go on an 18-hour video game binge and forget to eat, sleep, drink, or pee, and, won't acknowledge anyone else in my life for those 18 hours, and then I'm like, oh, right, I need to, take care of myself and maybe say hi to a human.
And mine is, I can get that same way about a TV show. Or on a movie binge.
Did you carry, your whole mic and everything?
We're not supposed to acknowledge that right now.
Jen is still casually at her desk.
Yeah, I haven't moved at all.
Jen, what would you rate this movie in essentialness on a scale of 1 to 5?
I think I'd go with 2.
Whoa!
But 1 second, let's pause.
Do 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 do. Jen is just looking at me like if she had a free hand, she'd be just flipping me off hardcore. Oh no, now we're getting... I don't know what this is. This is weird. This is very like 90s game show host vibes that I'm getting through the video. Now it's just getting weird. Yep, still pretty weird. I hope you edit this whole chunk out of my awkward description stammering.
You know I will edit it out, but I'm gonna say I think 2.
Tell me more.
That
shocks me.
It was done really well. Like, I can't remember if we were recording at the time, but the acting was top-notch. They had a lot of great actors at the time. Whether they were great in their personal lives, we won't delve into, but their acting is good regardless. The writing was really good. It was a great story. I think it was unique at the time. It had great film editing. It had great sound editing. The cinematography was beautiful. The effects were beautiful. Even though they were gory effects, they were done super well. So, while maybe the movie as a whole wasn't like super influential on a generational aspect, even though I think literally everyone has seen this movie, I think it was kind of groundbreaking in film, in an editing and makeup, the special effects designs and stuff like that. It was super well done. Like I said, this was a part of my sound design class at IPR, the Institute of Production and Recording. We had to analyze this film in a sound design class because the sound and stuff was super well done. So yeah, overall, I think I'll give it a 2. The story wasn't super essential. I don't know if you have to see this film, but if you are a film buff and editing and cinematography and all of that shit amuses you, then I think this film is for you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and disagree. And I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. For all of the things that she just said, you know, I think that all kind of goes without saying. But I do actually think that the plot is an important one for people to see. Especially people who, in the world right now, are genuinely actually committing these sins in a way that's like... I mean, I don't believe in a religion that technically finds these things quote-unquote sinful. But I do think that mass amounts of pride or greed or envy are like the reason the world has evil. And so I think it's important that people can maybe see it, and I don't know if it's going to make a difference to many people, but even if it makes a difference to one, that's one person who went from being a shitbag to being a decent human.
Yeah, I guess I can see that aspect. I guess I didn't think this movie would make anybody change. It just seems more like those people that are committing those really bad sins, they'd probably just see it and be like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt's such a badass. I'm going to be like him one day. Going to catch the bad guys even though they don't realize that they are themselves the bad guy.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah. I believe that any of those people watching this movie would change. I just don't think it's the movie that's going to make them change.
But like I said, even if there's one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Jen, what did you get up to this week?
This week, let's see. I basically watched all of The Good Place and then restarted it again.
Good. It's a good choice.
Damn, I don't really remember anything else I watched. I think I had mentioned, I mentioned like 2 minutes ago, finding that YouTube channel, Todd in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
super talented. And I know a lot of people watch him, but if you don't watch him, check him out because he's super great. He does a lot of... If you ever watched VH1 in the 2000s and you enjoyed those shows of like the greatest one-hit wonders of the 90s or the greatest one-hit wonders of the 80s shows, you know, that VH1 did, you'll really enjoy him because he basically does the same thing, except he takes it one song at a time and gets super into detail. So if you're a music nerd, check him out. And then, I don't know. Yeah, just watched The Good Place, went to work. I built my roller coaster this week, but I talked about that on Callie's podcast, and that was a super pain in the ass. I don't think I'll be purchasing any more Connects roller coasters because the tracks are really poorly designed and it doesn't go well.
Boo.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
How disappointing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I was just in a poor mood that day, and by the time I got to the roller coaster tracks, I was like, just fuck this. I'm over it. I don't know. I don't feel like I watched anything. I did watch The Politician this last weekend, I'm assuming.
I watched it.
It was really good, I think. I like the first season better, but I think even a bad season of The Politician is still good.
I loved it. Yeah, I'm with you. So Mara watched all of season 1, got caught up, and then we watched season 2 together. She also loved it. I think one of my favorite and one of, I think, the most underrated, and I don't know if it's underrated because I don't like internet enough to know what the internet's saying about it, but the absolute absurdity of that show.
It's beautiful.
Like, sometimes it just, like, the plot goes this way, and you're like, of all of the situations I thought of in my head, this wasn't one of them.
I think it's just perfect. I think if I were to ever create a show, it would be like that. It would just be so dramatically beautiful.
Yeah. And I have to say, I am obsessed with Ben Platt. I think Jen knows this about me.
One of my biggest regrets in life is I never got to see him in Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, I would give so much money right now to see that. Ben Platt is amazing. Yeah, there aren't words to describe how I feel about Ben Platt.
He's just stupidly talented, and it's not fair.
He's so talented. Like, his role in Pitch Perfect,
I don't even remember him in Pitch Perfect.
Exactly. And then you, like, see him in the show, and then you look up his stuff on Broadway, and you listen to his album, and you're like, this human is one of the most talented humans I've ever come across.
Yeah, and, like, the podcasts that I do listen to, they're, like, celebrity interview podcasts. Like, I guess I don't listen to a lot of podcasts anymore, but back when I used to work for more than an hour a day, podcasts were my go-to because I was driving around all the time, and I would listen to, like, Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert or Justin Long's Life is Short. I'd listen to, God, what's his fucking name? I'm going to have to look him up now. But I'd listen to podcasts where celebrities are being interviewed because Josh Horowitz, he's an interviewer for MTV, but he also has a great podcast if you enjoy celebrity interviews and movies and TV and shit like that. But I'm just really fascinated by actors and actresses in all of music and film industries and all of that shit, so that's why I listen to those podcasts. Anyways, I've listened to that in a lot of long-form interviews, and I prefer long-form interviews because I feel like they're more genuine and sincere, and he is just, like, literally, even outside of his acting roles, he's such a sweet human, and he's just so perfect, and it's not fair. Which, long story short, that's what I was getting at. He's perfect.
There you go, Ben Platt. That was an ode to you.
Yeah. So what did you get up to this week? Because I don't remember I went to the doctor this week. That was a big deal.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Very anxiety-inducing for you.
Yeah, I always get that kind of anxiety before I go to any form of doctor.
Me too.
Yeah, I think for me it's akin to test anxiety. It's like I don't want to fail my human health. Yeah, I don't want to fail my health exam, which is so stupid. Like, I know my fear isn't rational. Like, I know, should God forbid I fail my eye test, then they're just going to write me a prescription to make me better. Not like I'm going to be penalized. Which is also the stupidest and funniest thing is I went to my eye doctor appointment and he actually, like, improved my eye score. Like, I don't know how to phrase that, but like,
you know a lot of carrots.
My eyes weren't. Well, it was last year. Like, my eyes, I guess, haven't changed in like 4 years. But I've been like on the edge of this thing. So last year, he's like, I'm just gonna give you this one because your eyes are on the edge. So just in case they're worse than we think they are, you'll have this one. But then I had come in this time and I said that, you know, my eyes have been getting sore more frequently. I can't wear my contacts as long as I used to. So then he's like, oh, well, maybe your eyes aren't as bad as we thought they were. I don't know. So now I've got a better, less, I don't know how to phrase that. My eyes aren't as fucked up as we thought they were.
Your eyes get some extra credit.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, my eyes are better than we thought they were.
That's great. I'm happy for your eyes.
Yeah. It's dumb.
I watched season 2 of The Politician. We are working our way through Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which
How is that? Because I've been on the fence. So musical things are kind of hit or miss with me, so I've been apprehensive, but I've heard great things. I just haven't been sure if I should start it or not.
I'm going to look up a scene and see if I can find it on YouTube. I laughed so hard I cried.
I've heard it's like super good, but then I'm that dumb kind of person where once hype gets so big, I'm apprehensive to start the thing because I don't want to be disappointed because it's gotten such great hype.
I feel that. So, like, you have to know that, like, so not all of the actors and actresses in the show are, like, musicians. So, like, sometimes the covers of the songs are, like, not so great.
It can't be any worse than the musical episodes of Riverdale.
I have never seen them, thankfully.
They're not good, but for some reason I'm like, the first season of Riverdale is great. It's really good. It hooked me, which is good that it hooked me because every season since then has just been, it's like
trash.
What the fuck are you guys doing? Who is writing the show? Are you guys just like dropping acid and smoking weed and then writing this show? Because these plot lines are ridiculous. Maybe that's what me and Callie should do next, is just do an in-depth essay review of Riverdale, because that, I don't know how much she's kept up on that. Brooke has stepped away. If you guys hadn't noticed, I'm trying to fill the silence. But if any of you guys have watched Riverdale, and if any of you guys are also listeners of the movie and television side of this thing, maybe drop us a clue and let me know, would you guys like us to watch Riverdale? Because I'm like fairly certain Callie hasn't kept up on that, so that could be interesting to do. Anyways, we were also thinking of setting an Instagram poll up, and we would both choose 2 shows, and then we would decide what to do. Oh, look, Brooke's back, so I don't have to fill the silence anymore.
I was like, oh, she's still talking. All right, good job.
I was filling the silence because I was talking about Riverdale, and I was letting the audience know that I don't think Callie's kept up on Riverdale. I think she's maybe only watched the first season, maybe the first season and half of the second. But I was like, that could maybe be a good show for us to do next, because that's a pretty fucking ridiculous teen TV show.
I couldn't even watch the first season. I started it and I got like 4 episodes in and I was like, I can't do this.
It's like peak ridiculousness, and it is just, I have to see it through now. I have to see where they're going because it's gone to such ridiculous extremes that I'm shocked every season. There aren't even words to describe Riverdale because it's so fucking ridiculous. But I am hooked and I need to see it through now.
Well, I hope that you get some conclusions.
I don't know. By the way, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into that. You can continue with your... It was... Like you said before, you don't internet much, so I don't know if you've heard about this, but like...
Oh, there's scandal?
Yeah.
I have heard about
the person who set up the fake Twitters to accuse like every cast member of sexual harassment.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Yeah.
I just happened to be on BuzzFeed that day.
It was so ridiculous. I was like, what is even going on? Like, this just... I don't think it's true because it's so ridiculous. But then that person that is spreading all these false things is like, what are you hoping to accomplish here? You're just doing such a discredit to this whole situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All victims everywhere.
Yeah. It's like now nobody's going to be believed because you went and accused these 6 people of like the same exact crime on the same exact day, all from fake Twitter accounts.
Right.
Oh, well. Ridiculous. How's Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist?
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist is so good, and I think you would like it a lot, and I think that when you're ready, you should watch it.
Maybe I will, because I seem to have exited my horror and thriller phase, and now I'm just looking for feel-good dumb shit.
It's definitely a feel-good show.
Yeah, which I need, because I've just been... Like I said, continuously rewatching The Good Place. I even downloaded the, that special they did on TV after the final episode aired.
No.
It's only like 15 minutes, but it was like a little special they did where they got the cast together again, and they played it right after the final episode played on TV, and it was basically just them talking about how much they loved each other, and it was so sweet, and everybody cried.
Aww.
Yeah, so I downloaded that one. I also downloaded the final season because the final season isn't streaming everywhere and it's super stupid. Yeah.
Did you ever end up watching the Schitt's Creek COVID special?
I did.
That they
COVID?
did? It's like an ode to teachers. And it's like they did like a video call thing.
I did watch a video call thing. Did they ever mention teachers during it though?
Yeah, the whole thing was like a thank you to teachers during COVID. Mariah Carey was in it.
Yeah, I saw that too, but I didn't think they mentioned teachers at all. I just didn't notice it because they just sang.
Yeah, it was like
see Mark in the background. It's weird that you're in this different room because I can see her now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How's she doing? What's her life like? How's her like school district doing things? Because I know Taylor seems to get different information every single day.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
In the same boat.
Yep. That feels like the national consensus is nobody really knows yet.
Yeah, the last thing I heard from Taylor was that they were planning on setting up tents outside to teach students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, what the fuck even is that? Like, can't we just say that we're just going to teach online again?
Right. What's the point of that?
I guess...
What is that for?
Yeah. My whole thing is the only reason that the universities, I don't know about, like, the public education K through 12 that Mara teaches in, but Taylor, for the college and university levels, is I think the only reason they're trying to design these stupid mixtures of online and class is so that they can get the dorm money. And then, a couple weeks to a month in, once the cases all spike and they kick everyone out, then they'll be like, okay, we got your money. You guys can go home now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because they've all been scared about, so many people are going to just not sign up for college. They'll take a gap year or they'll sign up for online only classes. And it's like, this is the only reason you're trying to design these stupid shenanigans. Because we all know how it's going to end.
Yep.
So dumb. Anyways, what else did you do? Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist?
Pretty much just took care of Astrid and Oliver and got a bunch of new cat toys and a new cat tree, and I basically had a week of cats, another week of cats, so it's just how I like it.
We also got our new cat tree this week. Our small cat tree. It's only 33 inches. But our
cats.
Yeah, our cat windowsill didn't work out for our cats. Our cat windowsill came with two options to install it, and one was you can screw it directly into the windowsill, which I'm sure would have worked great, but we rent, so we're not. It's one thing to screw into the walls because you can easily patch that up, but you can't really patch up a windowsill. So they sent us Velcro strips, and that worked for about 4 days, and then it fell off. So then I bought Gorilla Tape mounting tape that was allegedly supposed to support 60 pounds. But after about a week, I noticed that was starting to also lean towards the floor. So it's like, this isn't working either. So I took it off, and now it's just a cat bed on the floor. And then I bought a mini cat tree that was like relatively the same height as our windowsill, so they could still look out the window, but I also don't have to worry about them falling.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That was my big purchase this week.
Yep.
Other than all of the fucking birthdays I have to deal with this month.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and then my hair appointment tomorrow.
Which you're probably so excited for.
I'm excited and scared.
Yeah.
Although, I know last week I made kind of a big deal about how Boulder's cases were spiking, but we're doing much better this week. Denver is far exceeding us.
Jen's going to get her haircut.
I'm going to get my hair cut. I may be dead in a couple weeks after, but at least I'll die pretty.
Jesus.
No, I don't think I'm going to die. Yeah, like Boulder is doing much better than they were last week, but I still wish the fucking tourists would leave our state because it's not cool.
It's not the time for that.
No, the amount of Texas license plates I've seen around Boulder is ridiculous. And as anybody with a brain will know, Texas is not doing great right now.
Mm-mm. Anyone with the internet can know that.
Yeah, I think I read yesterday or 2 days ago that Houston's ICU beds were at 100% capacity. Yeah. So please, as much as I would love to see your pretty faces, can we push it off till next year?
It's one more year.
As anybody with friends knows, it doesn't really matter the time you spend apart. Because once you're back together, it's like no time has passed.
Aww.
Yeah.
That was cute.
I mean, haven't you noticed that? Anytime I have those Christmas get-togethers, it's like no time has passed.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like, man, I wish we had more days together because that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Jen, I think I'm gonna go.
Wow, it has been an hour.
Yeah, it's been actually 3.5 hours because our movie was 2 hours.
I guess. But I'm not ready to go yet.
I know, I'm sorry. We got a new cat toy and I want to go play with it.
What toy is it? I'll keep you here longer.
Huh?
I said I'll keep you here longer as you have to describe it.
It's like one of those tree, like, food treat things where you, like, put it in the top and then it, like, falls down and the cats can, like, reach in and knock it to the bottom and then they can eat it.
I don't know that at all.
Well,
it's like
it up.
A tree?
Yeah, kinda. It's got, like, a big tray on the bottom and then it's a thing that comes up and it's got, like, 3 levels. Huh. And then each level has, like, plastic around it, but then there's holes, like long holes in the plastic, and you, like, put the food in the top and it, like, falls and they can, like, knock it all the way to the bottom and eat it.
I have literally never seen that before, and I have seen so many cat toys in my time as a pet care service provider.
I will send you a video.
I've seen, like, ones where they're all flat and they have to, like, dip their paws in, but no, I've never seen a tree like that.
Yeah.
My cats wouldn't care for it.
We'll see. Oliver hasn't done very good with the, like, balls that you put treats and food in and they kick them around and the treats fall out.
Yeah.
He mostly just looks at me like...
better with those.
Yeah. He mostly just looks at me like, make the food come out. I
will say our automatic laser pointer thing has been a huge hit in our household. If your cats like lasers, I highly recommend it. It looks like kind of looks like a dildo. It's a white dildo that shoots a laser out for 20 minutes. And
it's Frank's fave.
It is, and it's less than $20, and it's a lifesaver. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But I guess Brooke wants to go.
Yeah.
So I have to go drink alone.
With Taylor.
He's probably working on his paper. That's all he does. Schoolwork. Trying to be a good student. He likes academia.
Oh my god. He's gonna love that.
He doesn't care. He knows. We're like the world's weirdest couple. We have not a lot of interests that overlap.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, opposites attract. We balance each other. He makes me better, and I make him not care as much.
It's great.
It is.
All right, we're doing a real long, drawn-out goodbye.
I know, because I don't want to go.
I'm going to just leave. I'm just going to hang up.
Okay.
But be excellent to each other still.
I really hope that movie comes out soon, because then we can live stream it. Be excellent to each other. Bye. Bye.
Oh my god. Hang up.
You can go. And now I'm here. And I'll just... No, I'm still recording. I'm just recording on my own. I'm so sad. So alone. I have nobody. Bye. Bye, my friends.